Hey guys, it's Casey here, and I have a script because I'm not going to be able to remember the timeline of everything that happened and took place in a span of 2 days. So welcome back to my channel where I talk about the NWSL, women's soccer, just soccer, only soccer. In today's video, I'm finally going to be talking about the drama, the debacle, the fiasco surrounding Corbin Albert. For some of you, this is going to be old news. This took place back in March, the week leading up to Easter. Specific dates would be Wednesday, March 27th, and Thursday, March 28th. The reason why I'm getting to this late is because, one, I had a lot going on the week of that Easter week or the week leading up to Easter, and I also want to make sure I had all the information before I made a video. And two, I was getting my ass handed to me by my luteal phase and was just breaking out into pimples. And I still have some. Yeah, it looked like I was going through middle school puberty again. And those were some dark times. All right, so let's get into it. It's kind of funny because I was witnessing this unfolding in real time. So from what I remember, it all started with some Wasso fans reposting some TikToks that Corbin was liking and sharing to Twitter/X. Wasso fans or Wasso netizens were clowning these TikToks and making fun of them. So here's some of them. So this first one says, people act so surprised when demons know things about them. And at the bottom, it says zodiac signs demonic, and Corbin reposted it. So I don't really understand the correlation between zodiac signs and demons. Unless you're a Sagittarius, then congratulations, you're a sexy demon who's probably going to shatter my heart into a million pieces. So thank you, Corbin, for posting this. I'm going to be more aware of sexy demonic Sagittarius women, which sounds like my next serious relationship. And for funsies, I'm actually a Gemini Sun, Cancer Rising, and Capricorn Moon, which is demonic to some astrologers. The next TikTok Corbin reposted was this one. Things that Satan doesn't want Christians to know, Part 2. I don't really know what to make of this one since I haven't seen Part 1, nor do I care to watch Part 2, but I just feel like the problems and challenges we face in this world aren't exactly hidden away, nor are they completely unknown to us. Most of the time, they're right in front of us. And once you get past the existential dread and the realization that the universe is so vast and we are so small in comparison, it becomes perfectly fine and okay. And that, my friends, is the joy of nihilism. This next one shows a young lady responding to this question. How do you feel about being called cisgender? She says, I find the term cisgender to be disrespectful to who I actually am, which is cisgender. Girl, I don't know if you know this, but cisgender just means your gender identity corresponds with your sex at birth. So, for example, I'm cisgender, and she's cisgender, and he's cisgender, and you're also cisgender. And judging by your large forehead, you're probably also an Aries, which makes your situation and existence even worse for us and God. So yeah, while I was having philosophical discussions with myself, Wasso fans were poking fun and clowning these TikToks. But then things start to take a darker turn. One of the TikToks that Corbin liked and reposted was about this person who was trans, but then decided to detransition. This person was talking about their experience and how God saved them from drugs and alcohol, which is all fine and good. But then they talked about how God saved them from their transgender feelings and same-sex attraction. Wasso fans, some of them had a problem with this part because it sounds very reminiscent of conversion therapy. The whole praying the gay away, God saving gay or trans people from themselves, is something you would hear in or from conversion therapy. Fans found this offensive because conversion therapy was, and still is, something that's forced on LGBT people, particularly LGBT youth. Some people who have gone through conversion therapy were deeply traumatized by it, sometimes to the point of taking their own lives. South Park had even done an episode mocking the practice. So Corbin liking this post made some fans think she was encouraging conversion therapy. After that, Wasso fans, Wasso netizens would overnight start digging through Corbin's social media. So I woke up the next morning on Thursday, March 28th, and saw this picture making waves across Twitter. Corbin liked a TikTok that's caption read, God taking time off performing miracles to make sure Megan Rapinoe sprains her ankle in her final ever game. So Megan Rapinoe, a veteran of the U.S. Women's National Team and the Seattle Reign, She retired last year after playing in her final World Cup and playing in her final season with the Reign. Not only is she a popular and legendary player, Rapinoe is also an advocate for the LGBTQ community, women's rights, and civil rights. Last year, in the NWSL Championship final against Gotham FC, Rapinoe would sprain her ankle and not be able to play. Fans found this TikTok disturbing and off-putting because the TikTok was celebrating the injury of another player. The fact that Corbin, a player on the U.S. Women's National Team, liked it was also messed up. It would also get stranger because fans pointed out that Corbin now wears the number 15 jersey for the U.S. Women's National Team, which is the same jersey worn by Megan Rapinoe throughout her career. Some fans wondered why she would select the number 15 jersey if she didn't like Rapinoe. I couldn't find an answer as to why that is, but I did find that Corbin doesn't seem picky when it comes to jersey numbers. She currently wears 24 for PSG. At Notre Dame, she wore number 2. And for the U.S. youth levels, it seems as though she wore 27 and 19. I'm not saying this to defend her in any way. I'm just pointing out some players just don't care what number they are given or what number they select. This could be the case with Corbin, but I'm still not entirely sure why she picked the number 15. Could it be a dig at Megan Rapinoe like some fans believe? Maybe yes, maybe no. I'm honestly just not sure. So on Thursday, March 28th, the story of a U.S. Women's National Team and PSG player liking homophobic and transphobic posts on TikTok was gaining traction. Eventually, the Europeans would get involved. And by Europeans, I mean European Wasso fans. And L'Equipe. L'Equipe is a French newspaper that covers all things related to sports and sports drama. A story like this is too much for them to resist. However, it wasn't just L'Equipe who picked up the story. Many journalists wrote about it as well. Also, while all this was going on, Corbin's PSG teammate, Constance Picard, her partner had just given birth to their baby. So yeah, just a small side quest there. Now back to the original story. All this would make its way back to Megan Rapinoe and players on the U.S. Women's National Team. Rapinoe would release this statement that reads, "For people who want to hide behind my beliefs, I would just ask one question. Are you making any type of space safer, more inclusive, more whole, any semblance of better, bringing out the best out of anyone? Because if you aren't, all you believe in is hate, and kids are literally killing themselves because of this hate. Wake the F up. Yours truly, number 15. For all my trans homie enduring this horrific treatment day in and day out, I see you and hear you, and I am with you." Rapinoe's response would be liked and shared by Becky Sauerbrunn, Christy Mewis, Sam Mewis, and Lynn Williams. Corbin later that night would release an apology. It reads, "I want to sincerely apologize for my actions on social media. Liking and sharing posts that are offensive, insensitive, and hurtful was immature and disrespectful, which was never my intent. I'm really disappointed in myself and am deeply sorry for the hurt that I have caused my teammates, other players, fans, friends, and anyone who was offended. I truly believe that everyone should feel safe and respected everywhere and on all playing fields. I know my actions have not lived up to that, and for that I sincerely apologize. It's an honor and a privilege to get to play this sport on the world stage, and I promise to do better." The reaction to Corbin's apology was mixed. Some fans accepted it, but a good majority remained indifferent and skeptical. However, this isn't the end of the story. The following week, the U.S. Women's National Team would start preparing for the She Believes Cup. On Wednesday, April 3rd, Lindsey Horan and Alex Morgan would speak in a press conference. Per Meg Linehan, Horan says, "We worked extremely hard to uphold the integrity of this national team through all of the generations, and we are extremely, extremely sad that this standard was not upheld." Morgan would add, "We stand by maintaining a safe and respectful space, especially as allies and members of the LGBTQ community. This platform has given us an opportunity to highlight causes that matter to us, something that we never take for granted." Then on Friday, April 5th, a day before the U.S. Women's National Team was set to face Japan in the She Believes Cup, head coach Twila Kilgore would also release a statement. Per Meg Linehan, It is disappointing when somebody falls short of the very high standards that we set within this team. This team has always been a beacon of respect, inclusion, and demonstrated great allyship through actions for underrepresented and marginalized groups, including the LGBTQ+ community, and we will continue to do so. As Lindsay and Alex mentioned, this team has never shied away from hard conversations. Today, we're here continuing to work on getting better, continuing to work hard on preparing ourselves to make ourselves proud, make our fans proud, and put ourselves in the best position to continue to look towards success as we start this tournament. On Saturday, April 6th, the U.S. women's national team would face Japan in their She Believes Cup semifinal match. Corbin didn't start in that match, but she was subbed on for Sam Coffey in the 78th minute. I thought I heard booing in the stream when Corbin was subbed in, but I wasn't entirely sure. When I checked Twitter, others who were streaming the match also said they heard booing as well. People at the game also confirmed some sections were booing too. The U.S. would go on to win 2-1 against Japan. In the late morning, early afternoon of April 9th, the day the U.S. women's national team would meet Canada in the She Believes Cup final, the U.S. Women's National Team Players Association would release a statement, because better late than never, I guess. It reads, U.S. Women's National Team players have long believed one of our primary responsibilities is advocacy. Advocacy for ourselves, our teammates, our sibling teams, our fans, and society at large. Our ability to be advocates is one of the great privileges representing this national team affords us. The women's soccer community is one of joy, excitement, kindness, and love. We have worked to ensure our community is safe, inclusive, and welcoming to everyone. As allies and members of the LGBTQIA+ community, those efforts will not stop. Across the country, human rights are being stripped away. LGBTQIA+ rights are human rights, trans rights are human rights. Today and every day, the U.S. Women's National Team players will stand up for those rights. In the U.S.'s match against Canada, Corbin didn't start, but she would come on in the 75th minute to replace Jaden Shaw. I heard booing when she was subbed in, but it was more subdued. The U.S. would then go on to win the She Believes Cup on penalties. After Corbin released her apology on Thursday, March 28th, someone asked, where do we go from here? Well, this is one of those situations where only time will tell. If Corbin is genuine about wanting to do better, then she'll make the effort to learn and grow from this. If not, then it is what it is. You can't force someone to change no matter how well-intentioned you may be. They have to decide that for themselves. So this is a general timeline of almost everything that happened between March 27th, March 28th, and the following week. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today or tonight, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.